everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Audra and this is my Simspired life. I'm really excited to put out this video. I've been wanting to do something like this for a while, but I never really put much thought into it until fairly recently, honestly. I've always watched other sim creators stream and make content, so I thought, what the heck, might as well join in on the fun and record all of my crazy sim ventures. Alright, so today is going to be more of a yap session mixed in with my building for one of my sims, which I will be introducing that group of sims later in the video, so stay tuned for that. But this build is going to be a bakery for my main sim character for right now. And as of right now, the bakery is nameless. Even though this is my first video, I'm calling on my potential viewers to help me name my bakery. Please feel free to comment any bakery name you think fits the vibe, and hopefully I pick your suggestions. While you're hopefully commenting potential bakery names, I would really appreciate it if y'all liked this video and subscribe to this channel. It'll allow this teeny tiny channel to grow into a very cute Sims community. Anyway, let's get started with this build. Alright, so we're building a bakery slash coffee shop today, and I'm super excited to be showing off this build. I do have a type of aesthetic in mind for this bakery solely based on the likes and dislikes of my sim, Luna. And hopefully that translates well when the build is finally finished and she gets to step in to her bakery for the very first time. I'm super excited about that. Alright, so I definitely knew from the very beginning that I wanted more of like an L-shaped styled bakery and had some outdoor ambiance styled seating. So it's gonna be that vision that takes me through the whole process. And then I was like, you know what? Let's do a brick outside, because I was definitely taking inspiration from a coffee shop that I like to visit here in the city that I live in. And I was like, oh my God, these windows look exactly like the damn windows that I see whenever I go to that coffee shop. And then I was like, all right, you know, let's think of something else. So I wanted more bay windows and stuff like that. And then I was like, you know what? Never mind. Let's just start building from the inside and then we'll work our way out. I already had an idea of what I wanted the inside of the bakery to look like, honestly, solely based on certain coffee shops that I've been to in the past, and I wanted to replicate that in my build. I would honestly say that I'm fairly new to building things on The Sims. Normally, I just go to the gallery and I find like a house or another type of establishment and kind of customize it from there. But I didn't really see anything that I personally liked from the gallery that kind of matched what I had in my head. So, okay, I guess just let's build it ourselves. I've built a couple of houses from scratch. And it's kind of funny because the way I'm doing this now for this bakery is kind of the opposite of how I built those homes. I started from the outside in. I can't really say what's easier or harder, building from the outside in or the inside out. I think it just honestly all depends on the builder, and I've definitely seen it both ways whenever I watch the people that I'm subscribed to. And then I knew I wanted to have lots of shelving for like plants and other bakery items, coffee shop items. And so I was just having a really hard time trying to figure out if I wanted these big shelves, corner shelves, whatever. And so then I started putting all the appliances back in place. Once they were all in place, I definitely started seeing my vision become more in place. So I'm really glad that I started the way I did, and I'll just be quiet for a little bit and let the speed build do its thing, and then I'll come back in a second. Anyway, I finally get to the part where I'm like, we really need to put windows in this place because the inside is more or less finished as far as stuff I wanted to put in there. So I go in and I'm like, okay, we got these really cool windows. They're semi open, and that kind of really adds to the flair of the bakery. And then I was like, you know what? We need a cool tile. I really need a really fun tile. All this stuff is not base game. I will tell you that. I have a crap ton of custom content that I download from various creators. Most of them I follow on Patreon, or I actually find them whenever I look for stuff on Pinterest. Also Tumblr. Tumblr is really huge within the sim community. Actually, I didn't know this until I started getting more serious into downloading custom content, that some sim creators don't even have a Twitch or a YouTube channel or any sort of streaming service. They just do screenshots of like a play-by-play of their gameplay, which I think is really interesting, because a lot of these people that I see on Tumblr, they have generations, like 5+ generations of gameplay that they post on their blogs, and it is the craziest thing I have ever seen. It is so cool, and they are so freaking creative. I'm a little jealous of them. I'm really liking where this is going. I put the same tile throughout. I love the umbrella thing that I'm doing on the outside too. I just, every time I'm adding more stuff to it, I am like screaming on the inside, and I'm pretty sure on the outside too, that I'm like, oh my god, this is so good. So I start to add little touches here and there, and I'm realizing that if I want a cafe, I have to have a coffee making station. So what I initially had saved for a seating area, or a potential seating area, I had to reserve a coffee making station. So my absolute favorite part of building anything on The Sims is the outdoor stuff. So paving, the foliage, any sort of decoration that I can do outside is one of my favorite things, especially whenever I'm able to make it more cottagey looking. I definitely take a lot of inspiration from cottages that I see on like Pinterest and Instagram or whatever. So if I can kind of take that and just apply it to anything that I'm building, it absolutely becomes my favorite thing on the entire planet. As I'm adding more of the final touches for my bakery, I kind of do a little run through of everything that I've done so far. So I'll let that finish up, and then I'll come back and then I'll introduce you to my Sims. Okay, so now that we've finished with the speed build portion of this video, I'm going to go ahead and introduce you to my little sim characters. So, this first sim is my queen, Luna Delgado. She was born and raised in Willow Creek, but resides here now in San Sequoia with her little family. She was a social media influencer, and she was doing really well, but some crap happened along the way, and she's no longer doing that. She is now devoting her entire life, her entire purpose to being a successful baker / small business owner. I'll go over a little bit more in another video because I want to talk about the legacy challenge that I have going on with her specifically, but that's Luna. Now, the next person we have is Sebastian Marvelous Jr., Luna's ex-husband. Born and raised in Evergreen Harbor, he met Luna on the dating app, and their connection was so stinking electric, you cannot even fathom. He dropped anything and everything for Luna. Obviously, that's not the case anymore because they are divorced, but that's just how it happened. I won't divulge too much about their relationship in this video because I do want to bring him in at another time. While those two were still married, they had 2 sons. The firstborn is Noah. He's approximately 19 years old. He's currently enrolled in the Foxbury's Honors College. I really don't remember what he is majoring in, but that's a whole other thing in and of itself. He hasn't necessarily had an extremely difficult life, but there's definitely some guidance that is still needed for him. The other son is Sebastian Marvelous III. He loves to play doctor with his little teddy bear. Super adorable. He loves going to school. He loves doing homework and all the extra credit and stuff like that. He's a little nerd, and it's really cute. Now we have James, Luna's current boyfriend. Luna met him while she was live streaming at an event during her social media influencer career, and they hit it off pretty well. They have 3 kids together, Leo, Joaquin, and Nia. Leo is a couple years younger than his half-brother Sebastian, and even though they're pretty close in age, he really looks up to Sebastian. It's this cute brotherly love that they display, and it's absolutely precious. Then the 2 little babies, Joaquin and Nia, they're babies. They're just chilling, trying to learn how to use the bathroom without any assistance, and it's super cute. They're not twins, but they're about a year apart or so. They don't really have a lot of personality at this time, but they love playing make-believe in their little play area. The current household is a little chaotic, but I'm trying to get everyone's shit together. And that about wraps it up. Those are my little characters, and I love them to bits. Thank you so much for sticking through to the end. I really hope you enjoyed my introduction to my sim characters. I plan on releasing more videos in the future. I just kind of got to get my shit together too. But thank you so much. I really appreciate you watching my very first video. Talk to y'all next time. Bye.